Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the S&P 500 followed by the Nasdaq100 and the Dow Jones30 future chart. Markets are rallying across the board during today's trading session. Starting off with the S&P 500, we currently find ourselves trading at 4,483. And what's very interesting is that we are now breaking out of this downtrend that we've had and seen pretty much throughout the most of August. What's pretty interesting is I actually shared this with my team today that, the month of August, it's kind of played out very similar to what the average August pre-election performance since 1929 looks like. And that's that you start the month with a heavy load of selling and then you have a snapback mid-month and then you kind of finish the month in a pretty weak sense. So that's pretty, similar to what we've seen. We've had a very strong weakness to start off the month. And then, pretty much from the 18th of August onwards, we've seen this snapback. And then, of course, we've kind of seen some more weakness followed by some strength to end the month. So very similar to what the average month of August looks like. And of course, what's very important is to know what the average S&P 500 September performance looks like in pre-election years. And as you can see, you pretty much start very strong and then you peak around the 12th or 13th trading session to end pretty much where you started. So, September looks a lot better in terms of average performance, but, the S&P 500 clearly breaking out here, which is very good news for the market. Am I a buyer here? Not yet. I just want to wait for the close. I want to wait for some confirmation. If we just quickly go onto the daily chart, we are breaking out here and we're above the 0.5 February, which is very attractive. But that being said, I want to have a close here. I want to see where the market closes during today's trading session because we still do have some very important data that remains to be released throughout this week. And then moving over to the Nasdaq100, very similar to the S&P 500, we find ourselves breaking out here. I kind of want to see the Nasdaq break above Thursday's swing highs, which are up around 15,370. We're not quite there yet, but it does look highly likely that we will hit that area. We're up around 2% here for the Nasdaq 100. So very strong gains during today's trading session. If I just quickly take you in a 2-hour time frame, as you can see, we're breaking out of this downtrend line that we've been trading in for some time. But the big question is, where will we close? Will we close at these high levels, or will we, turn around and pair most of the gains? Because, let me tell you, if we were to, close where we pretty much started the session, that would be very, very bad news for the markets because it would form a very ugly looking shooting star candlestick. But let's just wait and see as to where these markets close. But, again, the Nasdaq 100 doing pretty much the exact same as the S&P 500. We were front loaded with weakness. We had that mid-month snapback and then we had some more weakness to end out the month. And then on the final couple of days, we have seen some strength. Then quickly moving over to Dow Jones30, we're back above the 50-day EMA, which is highly important in this market. With that being the case, if we can close here, I think the next target is about 0.786 February, which sits at around 35,200. I think that could be a target in the coming days. And then if we break above that, I think we could potentially go and test the year-to-date highs, which sit around 35,666. So I do welcome the moves that we're seeing across the board here. We have the dollar that's fallen sharply during today's trading session. And more importantly, we're seeing the 10-year yield starting to fall very sharply. A break below 4.10% would be very encouraging. And then furthermore, break below 4% would be very, very positive for the stock market, and I think that will send a signal of relief to many investors who have been worrying and panicking about this 10-year yield. But one thing I will say is that a lot of the researchers that I follow, who are very, very accurate at predicting movements in the market, they still believe that this has one more pop at a new yearly high. So that's very concerning that they are saying that they believe that we could see the 10-year go as high as 4.4 to 4.5% before then rolling over. So of course I want to continue to pay very close attention to this and where we close during today's trading session. But that's going to wrap it up for today's session. I do have one stock that reports earnings tomorrow that I've opened a signal in over my signal team. If you'd like to participate in that trade, make sure you scan this QR code on your screen. It's completely free of charge to join my signal team. You'll also receive my research that I post every single day prior to the US markets opening. All you have to do is scan that QR code. It will take you to my website, takes 10 seconds, and your first month is completely free of charge and you can cancel at any time.